Hello everyone, this is the final question on a paper and we've got a projectiles question. So it says a small ball is projected with a speed of u from a point O at the top of a vertical cliff. The point O is 25 meters vertically above the point N, which is on horizontal ground. The ball is projected an angle of 45 degrees to the horizontal. The ball hits the ground at a point A where AN is equal to 100 meters as shown in figure 2. The motion of the ball is modelled as that of a particle moving freely under gravity. Using this model, show that u is equal to 28. Okay, so here's my representation of the sketch, and it's worth 6 marks, okay? Now, when it comes to projectile questions, we've really only got 2 tools available to us, resolving vertically and resolving horizontally. So let us start off by resolving horizontally in order to start off with. So horizontally, what have we got? We have just got that the distance travelled is equal to the speed times by the time. Okay, distance is speed times time because there's no component of acceleration that's acting horizontally because gravity acts straight down. So therefore the distance is 100 meters and the speed, the horizontal component of the speed is going to be u cos 45 times by t. Okay. So therefore we could rearrange that and make t the subject. So t is going to be 100 over u cos 45, and cos 45 is equal to 1 over root 2, or you could think about it as, let's think of it as 1 over root 2 is probably the most useful. So we have 100 over u times by 1 over root 2, but dividing by a fraction is the same as timesing by the reciprocal. So that's going to be the same as 100 times by root 2 over u. Okay, so let's see if that's what we have got. I'm just going to quickly check that that's correct. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So now let's resolve. So there's an expression for t. Okay, it's time to resolve vertically now. So resolving vertically is going to be SUVAT. So we're going to have S, U, V, A, and T. So the vertical displacement is going to be minus 25 because it ends up 25 meters below where it started. The vertical component of the initial velocity is going to be u times by sine 45. We're not worried about V. A is minus g because gravity is acting against it. And T is 100 root 2 over u. Okay, so the appropriate SUVAT is going to be S is equal to UT. S equals UT add a half AT squared. Okay, so now let's sub in. So that's going to give us minus 25 is equal to U, which is U times by 1 over root 2 times by T, which is 100 root 2 over U. Okay, that looks absolutely fine, plus a half times by minus g times by t squared, which is 100 root 2 over u all squared. Okay, now let's see what's going to happen here. So that u is going to cancel with that u, that root 2 is going to cancel with that root 2. So we have minus 25 is equal to 100 minus g over 2, and that's going to be 100 squared times by 2 over u squared. So they cancel, those twos cancel. Okay, so this is looking good. So from here we can find an expression for our u now. So we're going to add this over here and take this over here. So we're going to get that 100 squared g over u squared. That's everything there, isn't it? 100 squared g over u squared is equal to 75. No, it's going to equal 125 because it's 100 add 25. So now we can swap these around and we can say that 100 squared g over 125 is equal to u squared. So therefore u is equal to the square root of 100 squared g over 125, which we're hoping is going to be 28 when we work this out. So the square root of 100, square root of 100 squared times by 9.8 over 125 is equal to 28. So that's good news. So u is equal to 28, and that is part A of the question done. Now, what's next? Find the greatest height of the ball above the horizontal ground. Okay, so what happens now is the greatest height is going to be, here's our sketch of the situation. Our greatest height is going to be here. Okay, so really we could just do with finding this distance here and adding it on to, find this distance here and adding it on to the 25. Okay, now what's special about this thing? The velocity is going to equal 0 at that greatest height. So I think that's the key here. So it's going to be another SUVAT. So SUVAT. And the distance, that's what we're trying to find. U is, we were going to resolve vertically. So U is going to be U times by sine of 45. V is going to be 0. A is going to be minus G. And we're not worried about how long it takes. So the appropriate SUVAT is going to be V squared is equal to U squared plus 2AS. So V squared equals U squared plus 2AS is our appropriate SUVAT. So 0 squared is going to equal U times by 1 over root 2 squared plus 2 times by minus G times by S. So we're going to have 2GS is equal to U squared over 2, like so. And remember, we now know that U is 28 as well. So we can say that S, what we're trying to find, is 28 squared over 2 divided by 2 times G, like so. So let's work out what that gives us for our S. So we're going to have 28 squared over 2 times 9.8, which gives me 20 is the value of S there, so 20 meters. Now, 20 is this distance here. That's our 20 meters there. So therefore, there's already 25, and the question's asking for the greatest height above the ground. So therefore, the greatest height above the ground is 20 plus 25, which is equal to 45 meters. So that's our answer for our greatest height above the ground. So the greatest height above the ground is going to be 45 meters. Okay, so that's part B done. Now, it says, in a refinement of the model, the motion of the ball from O to A, the effect of air resistance is included. This refined model is used to find a new value for U. How would this new value of U compare to the 28 given in part A? Now, it's always a little bit tricky, I think, to sort of like visualize what they mean. But what they're kind of like implying is that you've got to imagine that the ball still ends at the same place. That's what they're saying, yeah? But if the ball is still going to follow the same flight path and end in the same... So yes, if it's going to end in the same place, then that means that it has to have been projected with a greater speed. So the answer is that U is going to be greater than 28, okay? And then last bit, it says, state one further refinement to the model which would make the model more realistic. Well, we could take into account the effects of wind, we could take into effect spin on the ball, or we could take into account the physical dimensions on the ball. Perfect. Okay, well, I hope you found this video helpful. Remember, if you find these videos helpful, if you could like and subscribe to the channel, that's going to help me keep on growing the channel. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.